What's up guys, your Doomsday here. Today we're back again. In this video we're going to be playing some Rengar in the jungle. So I actually went into this match planning to play some Kazakhs, and I had Kazakhs selected, but I actually decided not to play him just because the enemies drafted some champs that I really don't like to play Kazakhs into. Especially like Braum and Garen and Corki. Those are just some annoying champs to have to deal with as a Kazakhs player, so I thought I'd just opt for Rengar for this match instead and then try and play Kazakhs later this weekend. And Rengar is still definitely pretty strong. I know over the summer especially, he was considered to be S tier and really broken until they nerfed him a bit. But he still can be pretty solid as long as you play him right and you look for the right engages. And especially his burst combo is still super strong, especially once he gets to the mid game. The mid game is when Rengar starts to become super strong. So one of the downsides I'll say to Rengar is the early game, it's hard to get off good ganks with him because he doesn't really have a good dash ability or anything, and if you can't utilize your perk right, then you won't be able to find good ganks in the lanes. And that's definitely one of the biggest struggles of Rengar, so one of the things that you could do instead is just look to really farm up until you reach level 5, because once you get level 5, you can look for a gank in pretty much any lane, and once you get your ultimate with Rengar, you can pretty much guarantee yourself a kill, and that's one of my favorite things about Rengar is your ultimate is pretty much a free kill, because if you're just patient with it and you look for the right targets and you look for a squishy champ to ult onto, you can pretty much just one burst him. And now the scuttle is spawning. And notice something super important is I am showing up to the scuttle on time, and that's a mistake so many junglers make. And it's something that can really come back to bite you if you don't show up to the scuttle on time. So I'm able to grab that, and as you can see, Evelyn shows up a little bit late, and that just completely screwed him over, because now I know their rotation, they clear their right side and then their blue side, and this top scuttle is still up here, so I'm starting to rotate towards that way. But the reason why I actually played for that bot side scuttle over there is because the Pantheon was definitely winning against the Garen. So for instance, if me and the Evelyn both had to fight it out at that scuttle over there, my Pantheon would have been able to help me more than the Garen for the enemy, so that was fine. That auction, I'm trying to cover him a bit. He definitely went in a bit deep. Don't need him getting charged by Evelyn. And now I'm pretty sure Evelyn's on the top side of the map over here, so I'm pinging it out because I pretty much know what Evelyn's rotate was. It was that they cleared their red buff and then to their blue side jungle. So the only things that they have up probably are actually their golems and their Grom. So they're actually probably taking their golems right next to their duo lane right now. But Evelyn is in a super similar boat as me to where they can't really gank as effectively until they get level 5. So you can kind of tell the Evelyn started doing the same thing as me and just power farming to level 5. So you can see I'm pinging him on the top side and trying to warn him that Evelyn is likely up there because they probably just took their golems, got level 5. And as you can see, actually, they do appear up there. So thankfully, that warned our duo lane a decent amount and they're able to clutch it out. So actually, I just wanted to reset and get a shop in. I was not the most healthy. Evelyn has a bit healthier clear just because their perk heals them up, so they probably would have been able to win that if I just went straight in. So instead, I just chose to reset and look for another opportunity. But I want you to watch this gank here, and I want you to see what Auction does to literally carry this gank. Auction starts the engage before I even appear, and that is so key because now look at how overextended Corki was, and that just made it such an easy gank for me. And that's what I'm talking about. Once you get level 5, if you can find the right lane to gank, you can guarantee yourself a kill almost for sure with your ultimate. And now that's pretty nice because that puts our mid laner ahead. That gives us a good map priority, and then we'll be able to just keep on farming up. So a problem with the ultimate, though, is that the cooldown can be a bit long. So now the objectives are spawning, and I do not have my ultimate up, which can be a bit worrisome and something that I definitely need to be cautious of and that I'm going to try and watch out for. But something that I want to mention actually for that gank when I ganked Corki. So if you didn't see, I used my abilities and I got my empowerment. So then the question becomes, which empowerment do I use? Do I use my empowered first ability or my empowered third ability to get the root? What do I use? So in that scenario, the two preferable options are either your empowered first ability for the extra damage or the empowered third ability for the root. Now, the reason why I used the root part was actually because once you root them, they can't flash away. So that's really key. If you think that they might still have flash up, you can root them there so then they can't get away. And you can still deal damage to them while they're rooted. So over there, I don't know what the Pantheon is doing. Evelyn is definitely in the area, and I'm trying to ping it out, but they kind of just ulted right in. So you can kind of see here that they definitely have decent map control, and I can't really contest that without my ultimate. And really, I just decided, like, you don't have to force it. And that's really one of the biggest things with Rengar is being patient for your power spike. Because your power spike does come after you get, like, 2 items and you get a couple points into your ultimate. So now our dual lane thankfully did get a kill up there. They killed the enemy Draven, so now I'm pretty comfortable starting this up. I have my ultimate back off cooldown, so if a fight does break out, I'll be okay with that. Plus, we got the numbers advantage, so I'm able to just take this over here, and they can't really contest without a decent dual lane. So now just took the fruit and looking for a good engage. Then right now I'm just using these bushes to keep on re-engaging, and that's a really key thing with Rengar in these fights is really paying attention to your surroundings and what you use around you. Because, again, as I said, one of the hardest things about Rengar is gap closing and to be able to stay on the enemies. Because if you just run face first at the enemies, they're going to see you coming, they're going to kite you back, they're going to burst you down. Because Rengar does not have the most amount of health, but now I see they're getting pretty low over here, and I ult, but it actually looks like they had a ward on me before then, so that was so unfortunate. I did at least get 1 kill, but whoever placed a ward down there just carried them there, because that probably would have been a double kill if they didn't know I was there, which was a bit unfortunate. But it's fine. At least we got 1 kill, and now we're starting to pick up items. So the Herald is still up, and do I contest it is the question. I really can't, first of all, because I was dead. But probably I would not have, even if I was still alive, just because, again, I don't have my ultimate. Plus, look at their map control on this side of the map. This Garen has our Pantheon pushed all the way back. Now, I'm looking to see if I can get this Garen. This Garen still has his ultimate up and is able to pick up the Pantheon. So now I'm just trying to chase down this Garen over here. Able to pick him up, which is good. But now, see a scuttle up in the area. Looking to take that and then maybe get a gank off in mid. Again, I don't have my ultimate up, so it is a bit hard of a gank. And I think we'll actually see that here if I do go for it. Yep, I really can't engage onto the Corki that well without my ultimate. And instead, I just go back to farming. And that's something that I really want to re-emphasize. Because that's probably the biggest mistake that I see Rengar players making is trying to force someone they don't need to. Forcing the fights, forcing the objectives without their ultimate or without a good look. And if you just play patient, if you pick up a kill every 2 or 3 minutes with your ultimate, for instance, and you'll see that's what I do in this match. I don't get triple kills or quadra kills or anything, but just getting a kill every now and then, it slowly starts to add up and you can become fed. So no, actually make a mistake here, and I want you all to try and figure out what it is. So I see this Garen overextending down here, and I look for the kill, able to pick up the kill, but was this really the best choice here is my question. And in my opinion, I honestly do not think it was looking back at this. So what did we really get done here? We got the kill onto the Garen, who we've already killed a couple times, and we aren't even able to pick up the turret here. Instead, what I think would have been a better play would have been either using my ultimate for mid, or actually what I think would have been the best play is looking to use my ultimate to gank the enemy duo lane on the top side. Because their enemy duo lane has been pushed against our turret for most of the match. A Draven plus a Braum combo is super strong in the lane phase. And it's just they're just going to push the lane pretty far. So here I was looking to see if Evelyn was going to come this way, but I actually see that these people are overextended again. And sadly I have to go down here again. Then you can kind of tell at this point I'm getting tired of having to rotate for this Pantheon 500 times. And really, I should have just left him, because I think getting our Vayne fed would have been way more important. But as you can see, without any gap closers, without a bush or my ultimate, it is hard for me to get onto the enemies. Like, that was not the best look. But they're able to get the reset here. And now I'm actually looking for the turret. Maybe if I could pick this up, because getting turret gold as a jungler is so nice. And that's a good way to actually get yourself fed, is if you can get an entire turret or even just half a turret by yourself, you get a decent amount of gold. So that was just like 250 gold over there. And over here, I just flash out. And something that I want to talk about is fighting, like going for skirmishes and going for team fights with Rengar. And the biggest things to watch out for in this match as a Rengar, or any assassin in general, and this is one of the reasons why I did want to play Kha'Zix actually, is the big ultimates. So Evelyn ultimate, Garen ultimate, and Braum ultimate. all of those ultimates can completely screw you over as an assassin. A Braum ultimate can just crowd control you up, and then his perk can stun you up again, and that just makes it so you can't kill the carries. Or what I think is the thing that I was most cautious of there is the Evelynn ult plus a Garen ult. Like, oh, an Evelynn ult or a Garen ult can half health me like right away, and that can really screw you over. And you have to be super cautious of that. It's better if your teammates tank those ults than you. So you can see now I'm finally making the right choice, and I kind of just leave the bot side as it is, and now I look for this kill on the top side. And it really pays off because we're able to pick up their duo lane here, and let's say we're able to get the turret here. I don't particularly remember. Oh no, actually the dragon is up, so I'm looking for that instead. Alright, that's fair. But now that we're able to kill their Draven and our Vayne's starting to get going, this match is starting to look way, way better. So now I see this Evelynn here, and again, remember what I said about using the bushes if you need to try and gap close. And especially that bush in the middle, you can see the bush which we're right next to in the middle of the river. That bush is one of the most useful bushes that you will find in the early game as a Rengar. Because if you're in that bush and you catch somebody out and you land your full combo plus a root or an empowered first ability, you just completely win any trade at all, like in the early game. So you can see now I'm trying to catch people off guard, and I actually see that the Draven went to mid. I was waiting for the Draven on the top side to see if he would have gone to defend his turret, but instead he chooses to defend mid. And now I'm waiting to see if any of the enemy jungler comes, and I ult. If I would have just been like a second more patient, I could have. But you can see there, I get the root off and able to pick that up. And now I'm looking to see if I could turn onto this Corki, but sadly they checked the bush over there. And for your combo, a really good thing to do is if one of your problems is, let's first watch what a Rengar can do. Boom, just root him there, and they stasis, but they still cannot get out of that. So now this Garen's here, and remember what I said, remember Garen ult, Evelynn ult. Those are two of the big ultimates that you have to be super careful of. I flash just in case they have ultimate and to get out of range of it, because if they just ult me once, like I'm dead, and there's nothing I could really do about it, so you have to be super cautious of those big kinds of ultimates. But as I was saying, the basic combo in Rengar is, if one of the problems you're having actually is comboing fast enough, charge up your first ability before you jump out of the bush. You'll see me do that a lot, and that makes it so you can land your combos super fast, actually, because you just jump onto him, auto attack him, and then use your second and third ability. Because if you already charge up your first ability in advance, then it already goes off, and you already get one stack of your perk. And then you use your second and third ability, just press them right away, and then use whatever empowerment you have. So you can see here, this is what I do here, and look at how fast that is. So that Corki just panic packages away, and I'm able to cleanse the Evelynn charm, which was good there. But we're able to force out everything from the Evelynn, plus pick up the Corki. Wait, did we not kill that Corki? Wait, they actually didn't kill the Corki. Dang, I thought that Corki was for sure dead. I took him down to like one shot. But you can see here, I have to back off here. And the reason for that is Braum is a big reason. If I jump in, Braum will just auto attack me, use his first ability, and then his perk would stun me up. So now I see my teammates coming. I see this Pantheon here and use my ultimate. And now I see this Evelynn here and I'm just looking to chase him down. And there is nothing they could do. Like, look at that burst damage. There's no escape from that. Even if Evelynn was full health, they still would have died there. I didn't even have to use my empowered first ability or my root on him. So now I'm looking to catch anybody off guard that comes this way, but for some reason somebody warded this up, and Corki somehow knew I was there. Pretty lucky on their part, but I'm just farming up again, waiting for my ultimate to get back off cooldown. And as for what enchantment I'm going for, my two choices that I'd go for this match are either Stasis or Stoneplate. I'd probably say Stasis. Stoneplate is not used as much on Assassins, but it's definitely viable, and I would especially say in this case, because if you can Stoneplate before a Garen ultimate or an Evelynn ultimate, that can really bail you out. Or Stasis can sort of do the same thing if you can time it right. So that's probably what I'd go for in this case. In other cases, you can look for a Proto Belt if you're pretty confident with your combos and you're comfortable using it. But the build that I actually go for in this match was a Duskblade into Trinity Force and Solary, and then I think I just go IE last. Yep, I just go Infinity Edge last, I believe. I'm looking to see what to build, and I was actually testing out this build. I hadn't played Rengar in a while, but back a while ago when I did play Rengar, I used to go a full crit build, and it was so much fun to play. So I thought I'd actually try this build out, but I might try out the crit build next, because crit does so much damage on Rengar. You can see the crits are just ginormous on Rengar, and I really do like the crit. So you can see, especially in fights like these, use the bushes to your advantage. If I just run up to him, not staying inside this bush, I would not be able to get onto him at all. I'd just be chasing him while they run away, and I'd land like one auto attack. We're able to do that. I still have my ultimate back off cooldown, and that's a really key thing, is conserving your ultimate if you don't need to. If you could use bushes or another way to engage instead of your ultimate, that's the way to do, because your ultimate can really help you get onto any enemies. So you can see there, I was able to just ult and get onto both of them, but we're going to be able to end here, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to support the channel by liking and subscribing. And I'm trying to upload more, and I think I'm doing a better job, but I am going to look to do a full crit build Rengar soon, because I had a lot of fun playing Rengar in this match. But that's going to be it. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next video.